Chase, it's not only football season, right? I mean,
Uh-oh.
I'd say 80% of the people who watch football are below the age of 50, have at one point in their life at least dabbled, dipped their toe in some fantasy football. The 49ers, I mean, we just ran through it, Chase. They are 10, 15, 18. Like, you could list the 15 best players on the Niners. You're going to have 15 different people giving you 15 different lists. They're deep, right? So what we want to do here, draft a couple of guys, spitball back and forth. We're going to go 1-1-1. Not necessarily trying to draft who's the best player on the Niners in terms of fantasy. We're not just going to go down the ADP, but we're going to give you some value, who we like, who we're betting on this season. Chase, it'll only be right. You go first. You have the honors. First pick in the draft. Dun, 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 dun.
Sage, you're a gentleman. I appreciate you for that. Something I will say as a Bay Area guy who's been playing fantasy football for the past 13 years, I'm a Niners fan. The league that I've been in is all Niners fans. Don't draft a 49er. Don't reach. I mean, Sage, we've seen it throughout history. I knew this was going to come up. So, yeah, this was something that I was preparing for. Sage just won our fantasy league last year, beat me in the championship. But if you're trying to get a 49er in fantasy drafts in the Bay Area, you're going to have to reach. Like, if a guy's projected to go at the start of the third round, he's going mid-second round. So I feel like most of the time I never draft Niners, but Sage, let's just get the draft started. I mean, I'm just going to take the first name off the board. I'm going Christian McCaffrey. Call me chalk. Call me a chalk guy, but I'm going Christian McCaffrey because I've seen a couple lists, Sage, where he's barely in the top 10 of running backs for this year. And I just think that a lot of people are sleeping on the fact that Christian McCaffrey is going to be coming in fresh. He avoided major injuries, so it's not like he tore his ACL and he's coming back now. This guy's rested, and we know, honestly, probably too well. I don't think a lot of us are comfortable with it, but when Christian McCaffrey's healthy, Kyle Shanahan's going to run his ass into the ground. This guy's going to get 20 touches a game. I'd probably even say it's going to maybe get up to 30 touches a game. I think this offense is going to be scoring a lot of points. He's going to be the number one target in the red zone. So I think that Christian McCaffrey has the potential to be the number one overall guy in fantasy. So I had to make that pick, Sage.
Just, you're not playing fantasy to come in second, third, fourth, fifth. You're playing to win, right? Like, if you're the fifth pick and you see him sitting there, I mean, for us, right? Like you mentioned, we're in a league of all Niners fans. We know, like, his ADP right now, he's RB6. He's going late first, early second, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Late first, early second. You know that's not going to happen in a draft that we have, but I mean, since he's gone here, 31 games with the Niners, 44 career touchdowns. That's an historic Hall of Fame fantasy regular NFL pace. I mean, you saw it last year, right? The 49ers red zone offense fell apart without this guy. They used him in the pass. They used him in the run. He threw a touchdown in the Super Bowl. Kyle Shanahan, like you said, he's his gadget guy. He could use him however he wants, whenever he wants. They're going to feed him. Kyle Shanahan, I mean, when he loves hard. Isaac Guerrero, no matter what the hype, I mean, he could have Emmitt Smith backing him up. Christian McCaffrey's getting 20, 30 touches a game.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. He fits the system. So, Chase, if I had the first pick, I would have done the same. I'm playing to win. I'm rolling the dice. Coming off a championship, I'd take the chance. I'd go with Christian McCaffrey too. 1-1. I'd take him first overall.
Wait, hold on. I thought we were doing a draft where it's like we're going back and forth.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you.
So is it your pick now? I mean, you just went into a salvo about how much you like my pick, and you're saying that you're going Christian McCaffrey. Sage, I know this is your segment. What are we going? What are we going with?
Good for you. All right, Chase. You're gonna have to get me off this guy. I'm going back to it. Ricky Pearsall.
Okay.
Currently going as wide receiver 49. Right? Late 7th, early 8th round type of guy, depending on the size of your league. I mean, for a guy who has a great chance to lead this team in receptions, lead this team in yards, lead this team in routes run, right? With Ayuk gone, with Jennings dealing with whatever he's got to deal with. Debo's out of town. Why not just take a flyer on this guy? I mean, you mentioned it. I was going to save it, but you mentioned it. Brock has been working with this guy all offseason. It seems like they're developing a rapport together. They're gaining that chemistry that they couldn't have last year. A la Ricky Pearsall, lead in his chest, couldn't even walk. Got injured. I mean, today, the talk of training camp today was Upton Stout and Ricky Pearsall. These guys going at it, running one-on-ones. It seems like Pearsall's cooking everyone. And it just seems like the Niners drafted this guy in the first round. They did it for a reason. They knew Debo was going to be gone eventually. Kyle Shanahan, he's in his bag. He knows he has 2 healthy wide receivers. And like we said, he's going to feed these guys the ball. I mean, Jawan Jennings had to be the guy last year. Jawan Jennings was a top 10 fantasy receiver for the first 6 weeks of the season. Then he got hurt. I think Ricky Pearsall is going to step into that role. You're throwing a 7th, 8th round flyer on the guy, and he has all the physical traits, right? He's quick. He's a good route runner. He was a 1st round pick. So they believe in him, and they're going to ride with this guy. So I feel like it's hard to not give Ricky Pearsall the shine when he does have value, and it's a position that you're always going to need in fantasy.
I definitely like it, Sage. I mean, if we're talking about value, he's ranked below guys like Deebo Samuel, who, I mean, we know.
Right.
I'm not a fan of Deebo Samuel right now, even with Jane Daniels up in Washington. Rome Odunze, Calvin Ridley, and I think most importantly, Jawan Jennings. Jawan Jennings is valued above him in these fantasy drafts that I was seeing, actually, these rankings. And I think that Ricky Pearsall, until Brandon Ayuk comes back and shows that he's healthy, is going to be the number one guy. I mean, I think this guy could be a 100-catch, 1,000-yard, 10-touchdown guy. You heard Brock talk about it a little bit, too. He's a little, I think he was saying that he's got a little bit of a shimmy on the line. So we heard a lot last year that what can't these 49ers wide receivers do? They can't break man-to-man coverage. Seems like Ricky's going to be that guy. He's working with Brock a lot, so I definitely like the pick. Sam.
Ricky's interesting because for all those like advanced things like man versus zone, you have to go back to what he did in college, and I don't have them in front of me, but they're all off the charts against man coverage. He's going to be seeing a lot of it, so that's something too that I just feel like, why not? Just take a flyer on this guy. It sucks. I know our whole entire league is listening to this. I'm not going to be able to draft him now, but there you go, boys. Some legend for you.
I mean, Sage, if we're talking, okay, if we're going to go into my next pick, if we're talking value, I feel like this is maybe the best value that you could see in the draft. Sage, I'm going Brandon Ayuk. I'm going Brandon Ayuk.
I had him.
He's wide receiver 80 right now. Like, come on, wide receiver 80. This guy could come back in week 5. He could literally be back in week 5. And we know in fantasy football that it's not really an entire season game, right? Like, I think there's going to be a lot of times where if Brandon Ayuk comes back in week 5, down the stretch of the season, this guy could win you a couple weeks. So, Sage, we're gonna play a little bit of a game. I'm throwing this on you right now, but we're all fans of Inside the NBA, right? And they have a great segment that they do with our boy Charles Barkley, where he goes in. I mean, who we play for? They basically go through all the scrubs in the NBA.
I'll be good at this.
Charles Barkley could tell you what team they play for. So, Sage, all these guys that I'm gonna give to you are guys that are ranked above Brandon Ayuk right now in the fantasy rankings, okay? So, first off, Sage, we have a guy who sounds like an old-school R&B singer. We got Luther Burden III. Who we play for?
That's the Bears, right?
That's the Chicago Bears. Wide receiver 64.
And these are
wide receiver 64, 15 spots, Luther Burden III. Like, come on.
I think he's the guy that Ben Johnson kicked out of practice. He's the guy who was fucking up the drill so bad that he told him to go home.
I mean, I don't know about you, Sage. I consider myself a good fantasy manager. I'm not picking Luther Burden III over Brandon Ayuk. Just saying. Okay, next guy. There we go. Okay, 1 for 1. Pretty good. I mean, that was the easiest one coming out of the gate. So you got 2 other ones coming. These are going to be a little bit more difficult. So, Sage, second up, we got Alec Ayomaynor. Sage, who we play for?
One more time.
Alec Ayomaynor.
I mean,
wide receiver 75.
That sounds
5
like a Houston,
spots above Brandon Ayuk.
That sounds like a Houston Texan.
Pretty close. So you're in the AFC South, Sage. He's a Tennessee Titan.
Okay, I was going to say Jaguar was also on the tip of my tongue. Okay.
Sage, this guy was drafted in the 4th round this year. Sage, where did he grow up? Alberta, Canada. They got a 4th round rookie from Canada on the Titans going above Brandon Ayuk. So I just think that's ridiculous.
He's going to step on the field with the field goal post in the back. He's going to be confused. All right, last one here.
All right, Sage. You're 1 for 1. Let's see if you get a winning record. Sage. We got Devon Villay. Who we play for?
Broncos.
There we go. Okay, so Sage.
I had him on my team last year.
Devon Villay. Yeah, so you know what's actually a little bit crazy? He did have 400 yards and 3 touchdowns last year, but Sage, this guy, let's just say after high school, he spent 2 years on a religious mission in Samoa. I don't know. This guy's a 7th-round pick,
Joseph Smith.
235th overall, had a solid rookie year. Sage, this guy is more interested in spreading the word of Joseph Smith across the world than playing football. So this guy, I think this guy's ranked as the 78th wide receiver. He's the 3rd guy on the Broncos. I don't know how he's above Brandon Ayuk.
Those guys, right? Because you could just get lucky, right? You draft like a Brandon Ayuk, and your first 3 matchups of the year are against 3 doofs, 3 guys who auto-drafted, came in with no experience, didn't know what to do, and you just get a 3-0 start, a 2-1 start, and then it's like you're supercharging your team with a healthy Brandon Ayuk. A guy last year, like guys who were suspended, right? Like Nick Chubb last year. It didn't pan out for you. Everyone was like, oh, when's Nick Chubb going to go? Coming off that gruesome knee injury. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I don't think Ayuk's injury, I mean, I know it wasn't as bad as Chubb's. Usually you want to go the year after, right? So next year would be the year to go in on Ayuk, but I can't say I hate it. Like I said, Chase, like if Pearsall doesn't work out, someone's got to get the targets. Someone's got to get the receptions. Someone's got to get the touchdowns. That offense is going to be explosive. They're going to be able to move the ball.
I mean, Sage, wide receiver 80 is literally like the 14th round.
Yeah.
It's almost like the end of the draft. Like you're picking up Brandon Ayuk. Are you kidding me?
It just
I'll
seems
take
like
a chance on that all day.
So much good stuff has come out about these other players that it's impossible, right? To like just pick one. So some guys are just falling. Like Jawan's going late, like Ricky Pearsall. No one's getting propped up. So they're all kind of just like eating at each other's value. So I feel like you could get one of these wide receivers for the Niners at like a great price. You just got to make sure you pick the right one.
All right, Sage, what's your pick, baby?
Chase, I'm going to be that guy. As I am in our fantasy draft, I'm going to go with...
I don't think you're that guy, pal. You're not that guy, pal.
I'm going with the 49ers defense. I'm going with just the 49ers defense / special teams. I mean, we all know it. Robert Saleh back in town. Draft assets, all their resources allocated to this defense. Chase, the first quarterbacks they faced for this year. Darnold, his first game with Seattle. Tyler Shaw, Kyler Murray, Trevor Lawrence. Your fantasy playoffs, you're going to get the Colts and the Bears with the Browns and the Titans the 2 weeks before. I mean, this is just a set it and forget it defense. I'm going all in on this defense. I think this is going to be easily just based on they could have just mid personnel, but based on the quarterbacks and the scheduling alone, this is a top 5 fantasy defense. Turnovers are going to be there. I mean, the most elite quarterback they're going to play the entire year is Matt Stafford, who's old and might not even make it by the time that they draw him on the schedule week 5, I believe it is. So I just feel like if your league, right, has defenses, why not just go with one that has an easy defense that you're not going to be nervous? Like you could take the Eagles, but then you got the Chiefs, you got the Lions, you got all these good teams to deal with. Niners have an easy ass schedule. I mean, like I said, all these resources. I'm expecting a big bump with Robert Saleh there. Every year, every league has that one asshole who drafts the defense 2 rounds before they should start going. If
literally you, the next question was what round? Because you draft guys
7th round,
defenses in the 10th
sixth round. No, 10th, like 11th round, like right before everyone else is going to get it. If you're that asshole, why not take a flyer on the Niners? Historic, all the good stuff going for them.
So what were they ranked at? I saw them at 18, right?
For defense?
I saw a list where they were the 18th ranked fantasy defense.
That might have been from last year.
I don't think so. I saw them at 18. I saw them at 18.
Hold on, I'll pull up their ADP right now. They are...
We'll see. This maybe was before
10,
the draft. 10?
Defense okay. 10. Which I get it. Like, if you're not really in the weeds on it, like, obviously, like, are you going to take the Niners? Like, do you know who's the hot defense right now? The Broncos. Because they have the easy schedule. They went all in on the personnel. Like, is it a stretch too far to take them above, like, the Broncos? You saw what the Eagles did in the Super Bowl. I get it. But just based off schedule alone, where this team's going, like, I would take a flyer on the Niners defense. I would not be nervous.
Can I be honest with you, Sage?
Yeah.
It's time to do away with it. Why are we bringing defenses into fantasy
swear,
football?
Dude, I texted our commissioner.
I'm sorry I'm that guy. I don't want to get burned one week because I was going up against, I don't know, the Lions defense, and they played the fucking Tennessee Titans and got 35 points.
Because when I played you in the championship,
that just defeats the purpose of fantasy football for me. I don't know. I'm an anti-defense, IDP, all that shit. Get it out of my fantasy leagues. Max Steins, the commissioner over here for our league. That's a message to you. Make some moves, baby. Come on. You're the commissioner now.
Chase, I'm kicking it back to you. Do you have another pick for us?
Well, I mean, Sage, I gotta have a pick, right? I mean, you had 3 picks. This is my 3rd pick, right? I mean, I gotta make a
I've
3rd
got
pick.
2
I mean,
picks.
I'm not gonna have 2 guys, and you're gonna have 3 guys. So,
Well, technically, I drafted 11 guys just then, so I'm at 12. You're out 2.
that is true. I mean, you don't. I
Strength in
mean,
numbers,
hey, you
baby.
could only 11 guys could be on the field, Sage. So that's all that really matters here.
12 man, baby.
Okay. I mean, I have 2 routes I could go. I thought you were gonna go a different way, so I kind of had a number 6 lined up. Okay, so this is what I'll say. This is just a shout out to maybe all the people who haven't been playing fantasy football that much. You're going to hear the comments. You're going to hear a lot of misinformation about me and my championship history in fantasy football. I know what I'm doing. I've had a lot of good teams for the past decade. And you always got to go for the handcuffs. Sage, you got to go for the handcuffs. So for my 6th pick, I got Christian McCaffrey. I'm going to get his handcuff. You got to go with Isaac Guerrero. I mean, whenever I feel like that's something that I've done in fantasy so many times where it's actually worked out, where you just have a badass running back on a badass offense, maybe behind a good O-line. Just get the backup in like the 13th round. There's a good chance that that starting running back is going to probably miss about 3 to 4 games. Boom, you got the starter for about 3 to 4 weeks. Get the handcuff.
I like it. I had him on my list too. I just think even with McCaffrey, there's a spot in him for this offense. He's a prime choice, right? Like you have your different cuts of meat. He's
my
prime.
God, yeah.
He's prime when it comes to like having a handcuff, because even if you don't have Christian McCaffrey, the guy who does have Christian McCaffrey might sell you like his 8th round pick just to make sure he has Guerrero, right? So it's like you could always just trade up. You could be that asshole. I'm not going to say his name. He who shall not be named, who does this in our league every single year. But you could be that guy, right? You like maybe the guy you hate the most, right? So one of your buddies, whoever it may be, you just want to fuck with them. He has Christian McCaffrey. You know what? I'm gonna spend a 10th round pick on Guerrero and just really just hold him and just make him nervous every time Christian McCaffrey touches the ball. I don't hate the pick, Chase. I mean, I wouldn't have had him that high. I feel like with my last pick here to close it out, I feel like you got to go George Kittle.
I missed him. I had him 3rd on my list. And
I was like, bro, he's going with Guerrero. Like the
I was looking
handcuff?
at 5-6 Sage. Yeah, I missed him. This is keep in mind, guys, this is something you don't want to do in your fantasy drafts. I haven't had anything to drink today, but I'm sure that you're going to be drinking a little bit during your fantasy draft. Make sure when people are going, mark them off. You don't want to miss a guy who hasn't been drafted yet, but you thought he got drafted. So you're learning different lessons here today. You're not just learning who we want to pick for the 49ers when it comes to our fantasy teams. We're giving you fantasy life lessons here as well.
So, Chase, I don't know if I need to beat a dead horse here, but the consistency factor, I mean, tight end already a thin position. I'm never the guy to draft the tight end early. That's why I didn't take Kittle too early for my team. But, I mean, he was sitting there. He fell. I had to snag him. In PPR, since his rookie year, 16, 16, 15, 14, 13 and a half, 12 and a half, 15.8 fantasy points per game. The guy's a stud. He's a red zone machine. He's Brock Purdy's guy. He's going to be consistent for you week after week. With Ayuk hurt, with Debo gone, with Jennings kind of up and down. Someone's got to be there in the red zone. I know Christian McCaffrey is going to eat a big load of it, but I love George Kittle. I mean, Chase, I don't know how you could forget about him. You literally just said 20 minutes ago he's your favorite Niner of all time. You forget about him.
I wasn't looking at the fucking list, Sage. I was looking lower.
So I got George Kittle. That's one of those where you like that guy in your league just goes, slaps a stick. You're like, what? That's like someone in our league last year drafted Austin Eckler, I think in the 7th round or 8th round. You're just like what? I think that's what Chase just pulled there, going Guerrero a little early. But I like my team, man. I got the Niners defense, I got George Kittle, and I got Ricky Pearsall. I think value.
Is there any chance that you put him above Trey McBride or Brock Bowers?
Bowers, I don't know. Trey McBride, absolutely. I don't trust Kyler. Like, do you trust Kyler? Do you think he's going to be healthy? He was healthy last year. Like
we just had a podcast about how we don't trust Kyler. You know my opinion on
Kyler. If it was
I don't trust him.
The thing about McBride though was like the yards and the targets were there. It was just the touchdowns weren't there until the end, and they force fed it to him. So you just like naturally, right? Like with the Bengals, you expect that to just naturally go down. With the Cardinals, I feel like you just like, or Trey McBride specifically, you expect that to go up. I mean, Bowers has to be the tight end one, so I think I'd lean Bowers, but I mean, gun to my head, I'd rather take Kittle than Trey McBride. I know I'm biased, but I just don't trust McBride. I don't want to watch the Cardinals on like 105 West Coast time every Sunday trying to get me 9 points so I could round out my win. Like, it's just not going to be fun. Give me Kittle. Give me the primetime games. Give me Brock Purdy as my quarterback. Because we're Niners fans, it's always more fun when you have a Niner.
It is, but sometimes I don't like having it connected. You know what I mean? I don't like the shit where I eat. You know what I mean? Like,
no,
I don't want to have the Niners get blown out, shut out, and then also my fantasy team gets screwed by it because I have Christian McCaffrey and didn't get into the end zone. So it depends. Certain situations, like I'm going for McCaffrey this year. If I had the first pick, I'm picking Christian McCaffrey. I'll tell you right
You're
now.
taking Jamar Chase. I will bet my fucking last. You are the Jamar Chase guy.
I mean, Sage, I drafted him rookie year. Everybody was telling me, I don't know, preseason had some issues catching the ball. I'm like, this guy was the best wide receiver in SEC history. Draft him in the 11th round. I think he's my all-time fantasy GOAT. So yeah. I mean, Jamar Chase is definitely in the discussion.
I think of him. I think of Jamal Charles is the other one I think of.
Yeah. Those two are definitely top three. They're on the podium.